Good morning, everyone. We're continuing here in the words of the RAMBAM, Hilchos Talmud Torah, second chapter, and we are in halacha based, the second halacha as well. We finished yesterday saying how important is the hevel piyam shel tinoik shel beis rabban, which means the breath of the Torah learning of the children. It's on the purest of all levels. And the Rambam continues today with the following: Machnisin esat tinoikos liislamed keben sheish keben sheva. You should bring your children when they are about 6 or 7 years old to learn. Depending on the power, so to speak, of the child and his physical prowess, his abilities. However, less than 6 years old, you don't bring him to learn yet. That's too young, too weak, too immature, and the like. Now, the Rambam writes over here something that we don't employ in the world of Chinuch, of education of our children today, but in the days of the Gemara, apparently in the days of the Rambam also, 1,000 years or so ago, this was something that was common. So just keep in mind these words with a grain of salt. This is not what you're going to find in your local Orthodox day school or yeshiva or cheder today. The malamed, the teacher, is allowed to hit the students in order to impose fear upon them. However, you cannot hit him as an enemy strikes their enemy. You cannot strike him with cruelty. It has to be a nice, loving hit. Therefore, don't use a rod. Don't use sticks. Ella beritzua katana, says the Rambam, you can only use a small strap to hit the student to make sure that he complies. And you should sit and teach them all day long, all day, a little bit at night as well. In that way, you teach and educate a child that not only do we learn Torah when we go to school and we're sitting in the classroom, we learn at nights as well. The children should never be in this battle. They should never be taken away from their learning, except for Erev Shabbos, and on Erev Yom Tiv, but only at the end of the day, meaning they go to school Friday in the morning. They get off of learning somewhere towards the end of the day. They go to school on the eve of Pesach, of Shavuos, of Sukkot, but towards the end of the day, they get off of school so they can go get ready for Yom Tov and Shabbos. Says the Rambam, also on Yom Tov itself, they do not go to school. Aval b'Shabbos ein karin lechatchila aval sheinin l'rishon. Says the Rambam, but they do learn on Shabbos, but they should not learn new material. Rather, they should review what they learned during the week. We never have these studies of the students interrupted, of the children interrupted, even to build the Beis Hamikdash, even when Mashiach will come and it will be time to rebuild the Beis Hamikdash, the Holy Temple. Even there, as everybody's jumping up and going into it, but the children, their learning is what holds up the world itself. Therefore, they never stop their learning. Now, it's important to know what the Rambam writes over here about the corporal punishment or the capital punishment that teachers might want to inflict on their children. It doesn't happen today. We don't do these things. It's a totally different generation. We're much more fragile and delicate, and everything today is with love. It's with encouragement. It's with prizes. It's with rewards. It's with incentives. That's the way that our children learn best. I'll leave you off with a beautiful story of Rav Yaakov Kamenetsky Zatzal. When he became a Rebbe in the cheder in Europe, when he came on his first day, the Manal, the principal, handed him a strap, and he told him, "When this is for you." And Rav Yaakov said, "For what?" He said, "I have a belt. My pants are holding up fine." He said, No. He says, this is when the children act out of line and they need discipline, and you have to be forceful with them. You hit them with this strap, this belt. And Rabbi Yaakov said, I don't need the belt. And the teacher said, yes, you need the belt. So he walked into his classroom, and there was a nail on the wall from which he was supposed to hang the belt. And as he hung up the belt, he looked at the manayil, at the principal, and he said, you should know that this belt is never going to leave this nail. I will not use the belt this year. I don't educate in that way. And true to his word, Rabbi Yaakov was a Rebbe that was filled with love and encouragement and built up the confidence of the children and brought them to a place where they enjoyed the learning. They looked forward to coming to Cheder every day and learning from the Rebbe, Rabbi Yaakov, and therefore not once in his tenure as a Rebbe did he ever have to remove that strap, that belt, from the wall. Because when you love them and you educate them in that way and you build them up in such a grand, magnificent, beautiful way in which they feel good about themselves and they love the Torah and they feel good about their connection to the Torah, then that discipline of harshness has no place in the classroom. Have a wonderful, wonderful day and a wonderful Shabbos.